In level 1, and especially in this level, and especially in this lesson 2, we're trying to become aware of feelings. It will take a while. People discuss always, what are sensations, what are feelings? And they usually confuse it with emotions. Emotions are a thought. Emotions, there's always an I in the center. I'm upset, I'm this, I'm that. Those are not feelings, but there are feelings with it. Like if you're very upset, you might feel a lot of sensations in the throat, or you feel like you want to stomp your feet, or you're ice cold, or whatever. But we are focusing on sensations and feelings. And I wouldn't suggest you practice Kumne only when you're very upset. You want to practice this also every day, a little bit, and become aware of feelings. It is exactly like seeing for the eyes and hearing for the ears, tasting with your tongue, smelling with your nose. The body feels. Sometimes it's easy to explain it as follows. You're in a room, and the room has a feel to it, an atmosphere. There's a mood in the room. The energy is low. All kinds of ways we describe it. So when you're in a meeting or in your house at home, or sense the atmosphere in the room. Sense the atmosphere before a meeting. And when a decision is made, or the tension when there's a conflict starting to come, can you feel it in the air? That's a feeling. Likewise, we have feelings in the body, but there are no thoughts with it. There is intelligence in feelings, but that we'll do much later. First, feel. A common mistake that people make is to do an exercise and then wait, kind of passive, like they park their car and they see the traffic going by, if there's any traffic. If there's no traffic, then they just sit and wait. You don't want to do Kumne like that. You want to go scout. You want to go into the body. You want to go wherever you go, you will have sensations. So you do a Kumne exercise, then you sit still. Are there sensations? And at this level already, are there feelings? Feelings are deeper. So number 1 is locate the feeling. The area. Could be the throat, could be the shoulder. When you do this, or you do a Kumne exercise and you sit still, there will be sensations and feeling. So locate them, that's number 1. And number 2, can you stay with them? You could follow them if they're more like a little river or something flowing. Or if it's a feeling that's kind of a little bit expanding and condensing, can you stay with it? And of course you're distracted, we all are. So your mind drifts off and says, I'm doing Kumne for 5 minutes and I've been thinking about something all the time. Leave it back. It's interesting that if you're aware of the body, it's much easier to come back than if you're not aware of the body. So if you practice without awareness of the body, you can be lost in thoughts for a long time. It's a common problem in meditation. People sit and they wander off and say, we're meditating here for 20 minutes. That's not meditation. We sit still and we don't do any harm, probably, just sitting there. But if you're aware of the body, you won't go far away, and certainly you won't go long. So if I'm aware of the body, I get into the presence. I become more present. Everybody wants to be present, and everybody asks, how do you do that? Actually, it's very simple. If you're in the body, you will be present. Because the body is an ongoing embodiment of energies. If you go to the cell level, you see that cells are constantly becoming, constantly flowing, constantly repairing and renewing, at least healthy cells. Those 4 characteristics, becoming, flowing, repairing, renewing, they're resilient, they're active, they're dynamic. So theoretically, if you bring your awareness into the body, into the cell level, you are constantly becoming, you're creative, you're flowing, you're flexible, you're resilient. And that kind of awareness is actually what keeps you here and what keeps you creative, and you have no difficulties in staying present with what's going on. So if people tell you you should be present, then you know, the body. There's the secret. There's no other way to get into the presence than by being in the body. In this lesson, we begin to pay attention to feelings. Sit still and feelings will come. So stillness is the door, while body is the door, and you open it with stillness. And there you will find a field of feelings, energy. And you know what? There's one behind that too, as if there's one below. Just keep going in. And don't forget to go to areas where you think you don't feel anything. Like behind your eyes, in your jaw, in your elbow. Bring awareness there, and I guarantee feelings will come.